Good evening, Nokomis, Venice, Northport, Inglewood, surrounding South County areas. This is a TVSN world broadcast with the Francesco Abbruzzino show, live talk show. We're going to try something real quick. I want to see if I'm trying this new process with the phone. I'm going to see if it works. So I'm going to go in and my wife, lovely wife, should be sitting on the line, and I'm going to see if we can hear her. So let's see. Lisa, are you there? Can you hear me? Lisa?
No, I can't hear you through the phone.
You can't. Okay, let me try one other thing. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right, hon, that's obviously not going to work. So let's get back to the show. So much for technology, folks. Okay. We got a lot of things happening in the news today, so we're going to go ahead and cover them. I got a little bit more national stuff in there, a ton of local stuff. I just posted 2 news stories, so let's go ahead and get started with them. And here we go. The first story, or you know what? Let me do this real quick. Let's get that. I was too worried about that phone call, and I was not able to get this set up and run for you guys, so we'll check that after I do the sponsorships. First, I want to give a shout out to Yard Corps, their lawn care service at 941-445-3027. And you can reach them at yardcorps.com. They will give you 1 free month of lawn service on a 12-month agreement. Just ask for Adam. Also, the Venice Print Center, ran by Lori and I forget his name. There you go. Randy, Lori and Randy, they are offering 15% off to any new business that comes their way. Randy graduated from Venice High School along with his parents, so they're true locals, have been in the area. Let's check out that sunset real quick. Oh, we just caught the tail end there of the sunset off the jetty. There's a boat. Let's get it a little bit full screen, see what we can see going on out there. So it's going to be a nice sunset. It's a little cloudy out there, partly cloudy. The rains are going to start coming in tomorrow along with that cold weather, which we'll cover in a few minutes. So we caught a brief glimpse of the sunset. It's not going as well as we'd like. All right, on Obamacare, on a national thing, what brings this Obamacare up is I was at the Y today. And we'll start. I was at the Y and I heard a young lady talking that now not young lady, she looked older than me, and I'm 47. She was talking about how her insurance has gone up $400 a month. Her deductible went from, I think, $500 to something like $5,000. And just the impact that Obama's having on her. And I think what a lot of people thought is it won't have an impact on a lot of us individuals. It will actually help a lot of the younger individuals. Myself, I can tell you I truly was not impacted. I saw a bump in my insurance monthly premium, but then they gave me money back off of it. We weren't kicked off or anything because I didn't make any changes. I have heard where people my age, 47, if we don't have a pregnancy policy on there, it's not an issue with us. And with Obamacare, you may have to carry that, and if it wasn't on your policy, they'd kick you off, and then I'd have to go through the exchangers through some other process. And then after I heard that lady this morning, I saw this story where it came out where Russell Claudin, he's out of Northport, has a 14-year-old daughter. He went into the marketplace to try to get some insurance, and they said, okay, well, your daughter qualifies for Healthy Kids, the state version of CHIP. And the government is going to transfer about 90,000 people over to that, with his daughter being one. Unfortunately, as it stands right now, he doesn't have the insurance. There's some kind of holdup in the whole process transferring everybody, so his daughter's without insurance, and you're seeing that a lot. I think there was good intentions with Obamacare. However, I think there's a lot of issues which I think came about because they tried to rush it through. They didn't read the law, and they tried to rush it through. 2 critical areas that are impacting us, the middle-income folk and the low-income folk, even the high-end income folk, all folks. So, and this brings up Coburn. Coburn's a Republican, and he signed up for Obamacare. He has cancer, but now he can't go to his doctor for the treatment on the cancer. It's not covered under his new Obamacare policy. So he's paying out of the pocket to go to this doctor, this specialist that he's been seeing for his cancer. So it's not just impacting the little guy, it's impacting some of these senators, congressmen that represent us that didn't read the bill and should have read the bill. It's unfortunate, but that's the way the world rolls, and that's what sparked this whole thing was this morning. Another thing impacting a lot of us in Sarasota County is going to be the calculus, the core. The Common Core. They're going to be changing, and they want to make calculus so that it's just not just for advanced placement kids, but every kid needs it to graduate. A lot of people are saying, wait a second, not every kid needs this. We get the advanced placement. Hey, it's a good idea. But a lot of people are saying it's just not necessary. My son's barely graduating. He's not going to college. He's going to become a mechanic. He doesn't need calculus to fix a car. On the other flip side of it, I heard a lady with the school district on WWSB where she said basically the goal of Common Core in increasing the class levels that you need to go through, the calculus, the higher math, is to get you to think more, to do more in-depth thinking so that you can be more competitive out there in the world global marketplace. Which is interesting. She's got a very interesting point there, which I think we're falling behind on. All right, Community Housing Fund may get a new assignment. This one I'm a little troubled by. They want to take the $2.6 million fund, which was designated for affordable housing in Sarasota County, and hand that over to Dr. Marlborough's team and basically give it to him so that he can go out and assign and help out the homeless individuals. So he's basically taking a lot of the tax dollars that I'm paying, and he's going to go out and give it to the homeless people. Granted, some of them have tried, but a large majority of them have not. And a lot of the majority are a little lazy. I mean, a lot of people come down on me for that, but a large chunk of them are just lazy. A lot of them are just misfortunate. They've run into some troubled times, and they're out there. Those are the ones I like to help. A lot of them, I know a family of 8 kids, or 6 kids, are living here in a hotel. That's the type of person I'd like to help get into the housing, which is the way it's set up now. And I think the way they want to set up, and you know what, my phone's not working, so I don't have to wear that earpiece. The way they want it set up now is that let me put that over there. The way it's set up now is that they want to go. Individuals that are trying to achieve stuff, they aren't making the amount of money they need, etc., can go into this program and get some support and some help into buying a new housing and getting into housing versus handing it off to the homeless individuals. Brings up another issue. My wife told me that one of her friends was trying to get into the new affordable housing here that's been delayed due to somebody stealing copper on the job. She said that she wasn't quite clear on the levels, but you basically have to be, she talked to Martha at the Housing Authority, and you have to basically be between 2 levels of income. I think it was 12.5 and 18 or 15 and 18. She wasn't sure. And if you make less money or more money than that, then you don't qualify and you can't move into the housing, which was interesting. I don't know why they're doing it that way. I would think, in my mind, I was thinking, okay, anybody under 18,000 can move into the low affordable housing. They're just throwing a number out there, and that's at 60. I think 62 and a half is the age limit on there. So another issue again with the common folk, the people that are out there trying to struggle and make things come together, and they're just getting it stuck to them. And the county commissioners like Christine Robinson's in big support of that issue. This is a picture here of the I-75 issue over University. I just got a update that I put out to you guys, and it says as of 6 p.m., which is the time we went online with this show, all the lanes would be back open and functioning at full pace. Guys did a great job. They rushed out there. They did an awesome job getting it fixed up. It's not easy to get out there and do that fast. They had to work with a lot of people that are upset. I know travel times are delayed. The good thing is, no more delays. It's fixed, and tomorrow should be, or the rest of tonight should be fine, and going into tomorrow. On this one, Thomas Harmer, he was offered the job. He was the tentative intern county administrator that replaced the individual that was fired. and he manages about 2,100 employees for the county. They went ahead and decided to extend the offer of a job to him full time, and he will no longer be the interim individual out there. Haven't heard too much about how he's doing out there. Obviously, he had the full support of the county commission, which there was a 5-0 vote. So wish him the best of luck. This is a picture of Snake Island. They've finally started the dredging. They're going to bring it out pretty far. Someone was asking how far, and they actually have some flags in the water as how far they're going to bring it out. My only concern or question is how they're going to do the jetties, because usually the boats just park anywhere along that island. Are they going to make it so you can only park a certain area and walk up the beach? How are they going to do that? They are going to make it a lot bigger, which is, I think will be nice for a lot of people that go out there. It is something that represents Venice. It's been here since I was a little kid, and a lot of individuals use it on the weekends. Not just the boaters, I used to go over there on my surfboard, paddle over. All right, this one I just posted too. Woman strikes, kills husband with the car. It was out at the Pelican Point Golf and Country Club. It's being investigated by the FHP. There was no alcohol related. Joan Lamson, 71, she was at her wheel behind her Lexus when her husband attempted to stop her. I don't know why. They probably got in a fight. He pissed her off, and she failed to stop and struck him. Driving over him, the vehicle came to a stop partially on the driveway and partially on Gross Way. So, Mr. Gary Lamson was transported, and unfortunately, he passed away. So it's an unfortunate story out there. This is another issue that more the deforestation, or whatever you want to call it, the environmentalists, the green team are going to be up in arms. Peshkin, I think it is. Yeah, Peshkin Development wants to go out and develop a retail hub that's planned on Laurel Road. He's looking at a 2,000. He wants to replace another proposed by developer Mike Miller in 2007 that included a 200,000 square foot Walmart, which many residents opposed. Portofino would include a 425,000 square foot retail office building, 650 family homes, villas, townhouses, and assisted living. So basically, wrong button here. Here we go again. We just had Neil, who's building up all those houses east of Border. You got a lot of people that are protesting that, and now you got another developer that's coming in. A lot of growth. This one's in Laurel. I consider Nokomis Laurel. When's it going to end? Do we need all these houses with so many vacancies? Do we need to continue tearing down the environment to build when we have so many vacancies everywhere else? That's the question I continue to ask. Let's see. One good thing, too. Let me go back to this. One good thing I want to note. I was thinking about this in the car as I was driving. I'm like, you know what? A lot of this stuff you never heard of. You never heard about. You guys would have never known about the cameras at the jetty if it wasn't for a page like the Venice Scoop on Facebook. You wouldn't know about what happens at a lot of the chamber meetings. Sometimes they'll put it in the paper. You wouldn't know about bids or what Neil's doing. A lot of times the governments will put it over in the classified area under a section where you don't see it, which is the beauty of Facebook. I'm not a huge fan of Facebook. I'd used it a lot when I was in Italy. I got into it. I do this through Facebook. I think it's excellent for communicating. But if you take like the Venice Scoop page, it just gets so much information out there that you, the common folk, myself, would never have access to without that page. Granted, there's some people that come on and just make comments and just get negative on there. That's fine. Somebody said I'm always negative, I think, yesterday on there. I'm not negative. I'm just sharing stories that are out there. And it was funny because that was like out of 20 stories, there was one negative one, which was pretty amazing on that. But anyways, the point being is all this information we now have available to us because of this page. And, and unfortunately, the commission, the city council is not my biggest fan because they would prefer a lot of this information be kept quiet. A lot of the developers, a lot of people would prefer the information to be quiet. They'll love me on 20 issues, but on that one issue where they may make money or that they're trying to pass through for their legacy on the council, I get it out there and they just lose the gasket. So sometimes that just cracks me up. All right, the next thing. I brought this story up yesterday, and I talked briefly on it. Basically, it still really concerns me. Lisa wrote me back today, and she said that the county guy that was out there said that what he thinks happened is he sprayed the weed killer along there, somehow mixed with the water and really cut the oxygen levels or impacted the oxygen levels, which led to a cat, a pelican. The pelican died not from the fish hook, from that. A seagull, and all these fish dying. So again, the environment. We really need to take care of the environment, folks. And weed killer isn't doing it. ATV. This is a guy I remember posting something about this story on my site. But basically, the ATV was stolen. I think the individual came on and said, "Yeah, it was bought from me earlier on the thread today." It was found down in Charlotte County. Yes, a long way from home. But they were able to find it and get it back to the owner here in Venice. If you smelled smoke today out of Carlton Reserve, there was a prescribed burn today. So the question is, was there a prescribed burn for that I-75 roadway, alternative roadway that they just started discussing? Has it been in the works? Who knows how long it's been in the works? We're just hearing about it. Why is there a prescribed burn? Generally, I ask to build stuff or put stuff in there. Sometimes it's to control fire if you're in a real dry season, but I don't think we're really in that. I saw another article out there today in the news where with concerns like what happened yesterday at university, you really need an alternate route because all the routes were jammed. So maybe we do need this alternate route put in there just for that reasoning. And that's the logic a lot of your county and city officials, state officials are using to tear down more environment so that they can build their roadway through there. I don't know. What say you folks out there? Let's see. Next story. This is my good friend Robin and Eric Calkins. They own out there Bill Buck Chevrolet. And someone said, what's going on? Is there a fire? There were some fire trucks there. And essentially what they found out was that it was just some AC units. Robin came on and basically said that. And so did ace reporter Shelby Webb with the Herald-Tribune. She came on and said, yeah, it was just an AC unit acting up. And that picture's not coming up. So nothing to worry about there at all. This is Warm Mineral Springs. Now, this is a picture the Sun put out. And it's funny. They put this out, and I put the story earlier from them. This time they included pictures, and basically it's about the upkeep of Warm Mineral Springs. As you can see, it's not being kept up. I think there's a total of 3 pictures here, and as luck would have it, they're not showing up for me. Let's see. Let's try give it one more college try. No. All right, so basically they're having some stuff that's just deteriorating. You got green slime covering the water that once filled the Japanese koi fish. The interior fences are being knocked down. Cosmetic decay at Warm Mineral Springs is a major sign that no guests have been visiting the water. This goes along with another story here that I asked about, and that's I had the city commissioner, Cheryl, was talking with her yesterday, and she got some answers back to me in regards to when the Springs is supposed to open. They have 3 different bids: a management, short-term, long-term. The management one is supposed to get the park open by the 1st. But as you can see, if it's deteriorating and they're not doing the upkeep there, it may be longer. The question I have is, if the county spent half of the $5.5 million to purchase it, that's our money, my money, your money, we're all residents here of Sarasota County, right? And they spent half of Northport City's money. Now they're really into it because not only did they pay as a city, they paid as part of the county. Then why, in God's good name, would they let it deteriorate like it is? Why would they let the slime build up? Why would they let it fall to pieces? Why aren't you keeping one person there to keep up with our investment? So, A, get somebody out there. You don't want it deteriorating. It's our investment. As residents, we need somebody out there making sure it's functioning, because the ultimate goal is to get it up and running so that we can generate some revenue off our investment. Which brings up that whole, the way government works. Let's have a management contract for 30 days, a short-term one for a year to 2 years, and a long-term. Just do a short-term, get someone in there to run it temporarily, then get the long-term bidder in there. Why do you guys want to get bogged down in processes beyond me? And it amazes me how government works sometimes. All right, that's my diatribe on that one. All right, next. City of Northport, they were awarded Gold Employer Award for the 2013 National Best Workplaces for Commuters to Work. That's a nice little award. So they got that, and I just decided to put it up there. I came across it this morning. Now, the next one. The City of Northport will discuss whether to take on Sarasota County Dispatch. I did get a letter back, and let me go back to that screen. I got an email from Cheryl Cook. Okay, it's not on there. Nope. Okay. Commissioner Cook did write me back, and she said, look, we did have the vote last night. It was a 5-0 vote to move back with discretion. I don't know what that means. Basically, to me, means they're going to do it, and I don't know if that means that they put a little clause in there that says, hey, if we don't like the way it's going, we can pull out or what. Because basically, once you get going, you got to go. There's just so much time and money involved. And the vote was 5-0 for that. Along with something else, too, that Cheryl told me about was Little Salt Springs, which I never really paid much attention to. This is out by, Warren Mineral Springs. I brought up yesterday how the University of Miami gave the basically put those Little Salt Springs out there, and they were taking care of it. They don't want it anymore. So they're handing it off to the county, we found out, and they've been in talks for 6 months. So Cheryl was like, wait a second, this is on city property. How come the city's not involved in this conversation? So she went to the council yesterday to try to, at the meeting, to try to get everybody on board to say, hey, wait, let's go to them and say, why isn't the city involved? This is city property. We should be part of the talks, and it should, if it's being considered to given to someone, it should maybe be given to us and not the county. Unfortunately, only one other commissioner decided that was a good idea. The others just shot her down. And so the county, it looks like the county is going to be getting that piece of property. Not sure how that will work with it sitting on the city property. This came out from the Northport Boys and Girls Club. A special thank you to Heron Creek Needlepoint Club. They donated $500 in a silent auction for the Boys and Girls Club. So kudos to them for the hard work and getting out there and supporting the nonprofit. And this is that story on Commission Cook with the Little Springs. And basically she says in here that as indicated last night, she brought it up to the commission regarding it. Unfortunately, Commissioner Jones, Blutcher, that's the mayor, and Yates would not approve the item. Commissioner DeFranco and her were defeated. And she said, it's my understanding that there are indications that the county intends to develop some of the property as well as WMS. If you would like for me to find a meeting with the Commissioner Hines talked about this, just let me know. So thoughts on that? City of Northport, you can't be too happy. Next one, out of Inglewood. This is a picture of painters. You know what? It's actually for a painting event, which I just realized it didn't pull up there. Okay, there it is. It's the Inglewood artist Carol Swayze Saturday night celebrating the 27th annual Inglewood Bank and Trust Invitational Art Festival. And it was on the January 25th and 26th. I don't want to try clicking on the pictures because it seems like I'm having a memory issue that's bogging them down and you're not getting the pictures. Yeah, that's my lovely dog during the presentation. Okay. One of my sponsors, Worldview Church, Christian Fellowship. A Christian Fellowship, join them for Bible study. They have it going on right now. It's not too late to make it. Starts at 7 o'clock at 22390 Seaboard Avenue. Worldview Christian Fellowship. Okay, in regards to the weather, we had a lot of fog. They think we'll have some more tomorrow. It is going to get colder tomorrow. Now, they were predicting in the 50s tomorrow, but now they're only saying in the 60s. I think the front's going to finally move through later in the day, and the winds will pick up out of the north at about 25 to 30 knots, they're saying. So I'd say 20 to 30, maybe gust up to 30. But by the weekend, it's going to be 79 on Sunday and beautiful for the Super Bowl. All right, this one, once again, technical issues. Okay, there we go. The market finally up after, I think, 5 days down. It was up 91 points today on the Dow. NASDAQ up 14. S&P up 11. So a good day on the market. Let me see how my Euro did. Euro's flat at 137. All right, this is another article. What I did is I'll click on them. You had Chase Bank limiting cash withdrawals. Okay, that was back in October. Yesterday, you had a story that came out of London where HSBC, large, huge bank, I remember the one we lived in Europe. I think I actually looked at going with them. They are limiting cash withdrawals, and they told a story how a guy tried to get 10,000 pounds, 5,000 pounds. Finally, they let him give 3,000 pounds out, but they wanted to know why. And then the conspiracy guy, Alex Jones, and he's talking about right now where the Russian leaders are banning cash withdrawals. One of Russia's top 200 lenders by assets has introduced a complete ban on cash withdrawals until next week, which brings into question a lot about the financial stability out there. Why do these banks feel they can limit how much money you can take out? Why does HSBC feel that they can sit there and ask you, why exactly whoa, we're in the dark. Why exactly do you want this money? Let's see what we can do, folks. There we go. We got some light on the situation. Okay. Why HSBCs feels like they can sit there and ask you why you want your money and question you getting your money out. This happened to me. I remember when I came back from Italy, and somehow from the time I left to the time I came back, they weren't as flexible on giving me money. I used to go down to my bank and I'd say, okay, give me $9,000. They'd give me $9,000. I came here and wanted $5,000, and they're like, no, you got to order it. And it was like pulling teeth. Finally, I went with the system, but it just aggravated me so much that they would not let me take out large withdrawals. They said, well, it's for a bank robbery. I don't buy that. They're saying they're being safe. I just thought it was crazy that it's my money. They're keeping it. They're loaning it out to people. They're giving me horrible rates for keeping it there, and they won't give it back to me. Now, why is there some kind of financial instability out there that's causing Chase to limit withdrawals, HSBC limit and question withdrawals, and now you have Russia's largest bank doing that too. It always concerns me when you see this, and it also happened, I think it was last year in Italy. Italy would only, it was where my sister could put her check in there. Let's say it's a check for, let's say $500, and she's got, let's say $2,000 in there. She'd put the check in for $500. She couldn't get that $500 out. They'd only give her maybe $100, even though she's got $2,000 in her bank and that check for $500. Or even without any money, she'd go there and say, okay, I want to take out $800. They'd say, no, you can only take out $300. And that, it was actually on those small increments too. It wasn't large sum increments. So you're starting to see it more and more, and it's a little concerning. So just thought I'd bring that to your attention. If that phone line worked, we could do some call-ins on it and discuss it. All right, now to activities happening. New Hope Community Church out in Northport. I tell you what, I liked these guys, and ever since I have, I just see a ton of stuff they do for the community. I think it's one of the places that opens up for individuals when it's cold, and it seems like they're always doing stuff. And this one, they're working with Bimbo Bakery, Publix, Panera Bread, and they're giving out free bread at the bakery. It's tomorrow at 5:30 until 7 and Saturdays. So doing good things out there, the New Hope Community Church. It seems like they're always out there actively helping the community of Northport. All right, Newcomer Day. This is awesome. It's for newcomers to Northport. They can go and see basically what kind of government services are offered, what everything is about. It's going to be like an expo-like atmosphere. For more information, you can call Aaron, the Community Outreach Manager, at 429-7165. That event is going to be on February 1st at 10 a.m. to 12. It's on a Saturday, so I just think that's a great idea. Sports. Lemon Bay. Check out these young JV ladies. They had 18 players on it, and they showed a lot of progress and growth during the season. So that's the 2013-14 team. Outstanding. You know what? For some reason, my sports and my activities are messed up here, so try to stick with me. Loveland, they're doing a jewelry extravaganza. Join the 13th annual extravaganza. I put this up on my page. It's March 8th at 9 o'clock. It's on the Venice Scoop page. It runs through the 9th and ends at 3 p.m. So check it out. Support Loveland Community Center. They do some good things out there. Venice Museum, they're going to be featuring fossils. Yes, you heard me right, fossils. It starts on June 4th, or it'll remain through June 4th. The museum is at 351 Nassau Street. It's right there next to the community center and the library. They're open Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays from 10 to 4. First and third Saturday of each month from 10 until 2. Admission is free. Northport Chamber and Rotary Club, they're getting together and they're sponsoring an arts and crafts fair with a lip-smacking, eye-rolling BBQ fest from 9 to 5 on Saturday, March 8th. The Gene Matthew Boys and Girls Club in Northport's out there helping put it all together. So, I know there was a lot of interest on this. If you want more information, you can contact the Northport Chamber at 564-3040. They are offering event sponsors $250. We'll get you a sponsor banner, name on it, printed marketing and promotional material, and mention in all band breaks. They have different levels of marketing and sponsorship, so check it out. All Faiths, they set their food distribution. I put this out on the Inglewood, Northport, and Venice Scoop with all the locations, dates, and times so that you can get out there and make sure you get some food if you need it. So good things happening there. It happens every month. USDA food distribution. And here's the sports that should have been up forward. And this is yesterday, Bobcats, Northport. They won yesterday. They're out there trying to take home the state championship. They won 52-43 for their third consecutive road victory. So good job there. In the pitcher is Malik Barber. So good job to those boys there. We already did that, Lum Bay. And how about this one? This is Venice's Flynn. I think her mom put something up last week, and I posted it. Maggie Flynn. She's basically reached the milestone. I think it was 1,000 career points at Venice High School B-ball for the girls. Doing outstanding there for the girls basketball. Making things happening, doing what she needs to do to get it done. All right, so some house cleaning stuff. We're at the end of the report. Hopefully my light will be working tomorrow. Not sure what happened there. Sponsorship, if you would like to do some kind of sponsorship where I plug you, I put your link on the pages, I mention you on the show. Give me a call or fabbruzzino@yahoo.com. And that's it. I have to take off to my daughter's volleyball practice and pick her up. Hopefully, sooner or later, I'll get the phone aspect done and we can do the talk show. I'm going to find something that works, and we're going to get it going. I'm really interested in doing this. So, for Francesco Abbruzzino and TVSN Worldwide Broadcast, everybody have a great night and an even better tomorrow.